Hey, folks, good morning. Taste of spring out there, isn't it? It's like what? Yesterday was, my thermometer says 12 degrees Fahrenheit. Don't know why it's in Fahrenheit, but hey, yesterday was a really nice day, and I hope you're enjoying it. Oh, by the way, Eric, happy birthday. Are you ready for your bumps? No,
Eric,
just just kidding. Uh, Folks, welcome to Phoenix Business Exchange East End Edition on this fine March 12th. And hoping you're having a great day. I'm going to share a screen with you, kind of walk you through and how to, if you're looking from the outside in, how to come on in and visit us at this fine location. And you should see a screen showing up. So to get to that screen, to get to that shared website, it's pbex.ca. So pbex.ca. It'll bring you right in there, and it just gives you. You have directories, how to get a hold of people inside the space. Member of the week is Mr. Norm Boyer. So if you have a honeydew list, he does that. That if you have house repairs, anything else, you're gonna have to talk to another person. So you want to get a hold of Norm? His e-card's right here, and you click on that, and it'll give all his contact details. You want to hear about Norm talking about different projects. He talks about window repairs and stuff like that he does, and enhancing windows. He'll have a good he has a good solution in that space. To get to this meeting, if you're looking from the outside in, this is Wednesday morning. You click this red button here. All these meetings are typically 8 to 9 Eastern Standard Time, and wherever you are in the world, you can come on in. All right, it's about business, about change, sharing community. Monday morning is the Bell's Corners group, 8 to 9. Obviously Wednesday today, and there is a Thursday after hours group. You missed her. It happened yesterday. That's hosted by Penny Lee, and she keeps you on track with your goals, whether it's personal goals or business goals. And it's just the friendly nudge, someone coming alongside you, keeping on track. East Trade wins every Tuesday, 8 to 9 Eastern Standard Time. And it's business networking across Canada and some people from overseas in the States. You're more than welcome to come in. It doesn't cost you anything other than your time, and you share some information. You might pick up some information from the two 10-minute guest speakers that show up. Hey, you had a hard week? Well, you know what? There's Tony at 1:30 on Fridays. He'll just get you in that chill mode, and he has a meditation hour then. And so March 14th. And he's pretty consistent year round, even right up to Christmas. He won't do Christmas Day though, I suspect, because his grandkids will probably chase after him, or his missus, one of the two. Meanwhile, speaking of chasing after people, Penny Lee will make you move around. The movement is medicine with Nia classes. And although she's waving her hands, she actually gets you to wave your body around, which is a really good thing that keeps you healthy. If you hear somebody talking today that's a member, here's a QR directory, and you can drill down and find their information. You'll notice a QR code behind my over my shoulder on this video. That's all coming from that QR code. So if you're a member of Phoenix, that's your business card. That business card then shares your information, makes it provides less friction for someone to get a hold of you, depending on how they want to do it. Email, text, whatever you have open for that. Plus, also sharing your information. So, how effective has that card been? Well, since January 1, we've had over 1,300 hits on those cards. That means people have scanned it and it's been tracked. All right. Business conducted between members since 2016, over $4.8 million worth of business just between members. Now, not everybody buys a house, or sells a house, but if you did, Wendy here could help you, right? And that's kind of the transactions that get recorded. Year to date is $54,000 worth of business since January 1. By the way, just a quick reminder: if you haven't sent your stats into Tony for February or in January, please do so. You don't have to spell out the minute details. I'm going to swing over, and we're going to have a educational segment from Mr. Tony Jennis. Tony, go for it.
Thank you, Bernie. I was talking with some clients yesterday, and one of the biggest things that we're going through right now, I think, as a population, is that, a lot of us, because we just went through COVID the last few years, and we're trying to get our businesses back up, and we're listening to the news about the tariffs, and we're listen to all those things. And what it comes down to is that no matter what happens outside of you, it'll come down to some way that you will attract business that'll be your way. Because on the same day that people were talking about their businesses declining, their their prospects are down. They're, all of the things that you talk about when things are going down. On the same day, I met people that were having a record day, a record year. They're starting off and they're just over the top. These are people like Susan, like she's got an amazing attitude with Penny Lee, and the list just goes on with many of our members. So it isn't what's happening out there that is really going on. It's what's going on up here. And I usually find, and I was looking at a common denominator, and it's something that Penny Lee said quite some time ago, where she said, know your why. Why are you doing what you're doing? Because when you get up in the morning and you figure, well, okay, at least I'm not 6 feet under, or at least I'm not in a place where, you're looking for the minimum standard, those are the people that are usually having the hard time. So when you look at it as, why am I doing what I'm doing? What got me into this? I could be in a place where I'm helping people from a legal perspective. This is why I became a lawyer. I want to know why I became a realtor, because there are people that need to connect to the homes that they need, because that's going to nurture their family. In other words, come up with something what gave you this inkling to do whatever it is that you're doing. And get away from the everyday grind, because, we always have something we can complain about. But interesting thing about complaining is it attracts the very thing you do not want. Have you noticed that? The things that you're complaining about is still there. But if you look at some of the things that it isn't always apparent, just say, I love doing what I'm doing. I'm helping people. I'm helping the homeless. I'm helping the people, because where would they be without me? Where would they be without my team? Where would they be in whatever perspective that you're looking at it? So get together whoever team that you have, and if it's just you, get yourself a bulletin board and put everything on it, all of the plans that you want to do and all the things that you have and all the skills that you have, and you'll find out in a very short time that it's all about strategy. It's all about how we can position ourselves in the market, how we can do whatever it is that we do, because we know we have value. It's just not always apparent. But when we look at it, it says, I do have worth. And I think I can give this worth to other people, because without me, where would they be? There'd be a lot less healthy people. And I know Susan McGarry, she's got thousands and thousands of people that have been actually physically benefited from a lot of the work that she does behind the scenes. But when you get up in the morning and you see, okay, someone else canceled an order, or one person wasn't happy, and we focus on that, years ago I read an article on, it was about hairstyles. And this was many years ago, of course. And it was shown that when a woman gets at least 20 compliments on her hair, she feels very good about herself. But the average, when they get at least one comment that, I'm not sure if I like your hairstyle, people will so gravitate to that. So the 20 meant nothing, and the one overrules everything. And why is that? Because inside, you kind of agree with them. And so the work isn't outside to make people like you, or make people really want what you do, want to come in for a session, or want to be a client of yours. The thing is if you have value and it's impenetrable, then it can't come through. In other words, it doesn't matter if one or two. The thing is, I know I have value, even if nobody says anything. And I heard this one quote that I thought was great. It says, "There will always be people that will not see your worth. Just don't make one of them you." Over to you, Bernie.
Tony, thank you so much. You know that we're live on LinkedIn, and if you want to put your contact details, that's the link to work with. You can post your details. You can post special offers, words of wisdom. There's many to be had, things not to do, whether you're selling a house, talking to CRA, etc. And the fickle finger of fate's going to whip around. And you know what? Susan McGarry is smiling at me. So we're going to start off with Susan and then go to Eric. Susan, over to you, ma'am.
I was smiling at your squeaky chair. Good morning, everyone.
Sorry.
No, that's just no big deal. Good morning, everyone. My name is Susan McGarry. I'm with a company called Pure Trim. And Tony brings up a really great point. My huge why is my personal health was going on a quick downward spiral, on a huge, quick downward decline. And when I noticed the impact that Pure Trim had on my body, the Mediterranean adopted products, I had to dig deeper and do a little bit more research. And one of the things I discovered with the Mediterranean diet, and I know Sam's probably going to nod his head because he knows about this, is it does improve and take away many of those symptoms that we struggle from, like mobility, inflammation, arthritis, weight management, sometimes an issue, and health concerns as well. So I've partnered up with a company called Pure Trim, and we carry a line of 14 plant-based organic nutritional supplements. So if you're having struggles, or someone you know is having difficulty finding solutions that are easy, quick, and something to get started on, have them reach out to me. Susan with Pure Trim. Take care of your body and it will take care of you. Thank you.
Susan, thank you so
I
much.
did have a BAM with Jody, a great BAM with
Awesome.
Jody.
Okay.
Yeah.
And just a quick note, if you are knowing somebody that runs a veterinary clinic, pet hospital, have them reach out to Penny Lee. Not because Penny Lee needs the service, but other members do. And Penny Lee is the intake for new businesses coming into our networking group. So whether it's veterinarian services or other services, have them reach out to Penny Lee. They can grow their connections. Mr. Eric Sinego, and then we will go to Penny Lee. Go ahead, Eric.
Happy birthday,
Uh,
Eric.
Thank you. Good morning. Thank you, Bernie. Thank you for the referral, Bernie. I
You're
will
welcome.
be contacting them today. Eric Sonego from the accounting firm of Eric Sonego Professional Group. We're accountants and management consultants. We're located in Canada. This is a busy time for me because we are ramping up for tax season, and to the point where to the detriment of my soccer team, I couldn't make it to their practice last night because I'm finishing a year end. But they understand that an accountant is an accountant is an accountant, right? Another type of business we do. If I was in my old, if I had my old camera, I would swing it to you and you could see the khaki files. The khaki files in my office symbolize year ends. The green files symbolize personal taxes. The blue files symbolizes tax court, and the mauve files is estates. So depending on what I see here is physically viewing is what I'm doing today. So today I have no estates, no tax court stuff, just khaki files, which means I'm doing year ends. We can be reached at 613-254-7310. And we are not fans of CRA by any stretch of the imagination. But the people who work there, at least the people that I've dealt with for the last 30 years, are honest, hardworking people. The people that answer the phone are young, immature, and unknowledgeable people. They're still honest, but and they want to please, so they might give you any answer you want to hear. So if you don't believe what you hear on the phone, ask for a supervisor. And a supervisor will actually know the tax. And a supervisor will actually give you should give you the right answer. So forget about what you read in social media. I don't know anybody that, the average auditor who I know drives a car worse than mine. And I drive a Toyota Corolla. So that should tell you what kind of cars those people are in. So, don't believe everything you hear. For this and other information on what those people are up to, 613-254-7310.
And
Thanks.
the reason you probably drive the Corolla because it lasts a long time.
Well, it's
And
a good car.
I know.
Yep.
It's not Alexis, but it's yeah. Quick tidbit of information. If you can't make a meeting, get a hold of Mike Wazowski. He will do stand-in work for you if the timing works out well. He's not away, and you are. He'll come in and do your pitch. Penny Lee, and then we'll go to Sam. Penny Lee, over to you, ma'am.
Awesome. Good morning, everyone. Penny Lee Probo, the Dancing Motivator, co-founder of the Graduate Thrivers Incorporated with my business partner, Liz M. Raymond. Today, I am returning from my 2-week cruise, and it was fantastic. I did do dancing on the cruise with some of the people that joined me from here in Ottawa, and we had a blast. I did do some videos also so that I can create a marketing video with Steve Brennick-Meyer, so that's in the works. Before I left, our furnace conked out, and so Matt was very quick to help us resolve that situation, so thank you for that, Matt. And what I'd like to focus on this week is I'm looking for 2 individuals that would like to get some free clothes. So I am a representative of She's Got Legs, which is a clothing company from Burlington, Ontario. It's Canadian. Excited about that. And I'm looking for 2 hostesses to share the product line with their friends. And in return, you receive free products. So give me a shout if you'd like to have a conversation about how simple and easy that is to do. It's an online party, and it's lots of fun. All right, so Penny Lee, movement is medicine.
Penny Lee, thank you so much. We have a charity golf tournament coming up September 4th. It's a Thursday. To be a 9-hole game. More details to follow, but it's in support of the Canada Food Cupboard. Sam, over to you, sir. And then from Sam, we will bounce over to Brenda Lee. Go ahead, Sam.
Ernie, I'm going to pass because I'll be speaking today.
You know what, Sam? I totally forgot. Sam, what was I thinking? What was I thinking? Brenda Lee, tag, you're it.
Okay, take myself off mute. Hi, my name's Brenda Lee. Located just south of Limoges. I'm the founder of a charity called Earth Angel Outreach. Our focus is on helping outreach individuals and groups that are self-funded or receive very little funding that help homeless in Ottawa and Rockland and surrounding areas. We Earth Angels receive clothing and boots and donations, and we sort, repair, clean if needed, and put in bags and pass along to the receiving groups. Sunday, we had 4 of us, Earth Angels, got together in the garage and sorted probably 30 bags of clothing. And then yesterday, my spouse and I picked up 46 bags of donations. We haven't gone through those yet, but this Sunday, we're meeting from 10 to 5. And let me just see here what else I wrote. All cash donations that we receive are still going to hand warmers because even at 6-7 degrees at night, it still gets pretty chilly out there. And also Earth Angel Outreach is expanding beyond belief and beyond belief. Actually, I've manifested this. So
Yep.
I guess I'm a good manifester.
You are.
I am. And so I'm actually one lady, I've been manifesting that somebody would step up and help me, would help us, the Earth Angel Outreach, do some of the administration work. And on Sunday, this lady, Elizabeth, she said that she will help with the administration. She said, because there's so much, it's such a need right now. And that she said she even agreed that she felt that it wasn't necessary for me to be driving around and dropping all this stuff off to the Ottawa Mission and Salvation Army and all the other locations downtown. She says there's people that just love to drive. So if anybody out there just wants to drop some of these items off, can be reached at 613-443-0811. So yes, it's a process, and it's expanding expanding. How about that?
Brenda Lee, thank you so much.
Thank you.
So, just as another quick nudge on LinkedIn, invite if you have some colleagues that you want to invite into this space, but get them kind of used to it. We're on LinkedIn, Phoenix Business Exchange Inc. So hunt for that one, and invite 5 people to the platform, and it helps grow helps grow the neighborhood. We're going to go to Redmond and then Wendy. Redmond, over to you, sir.
Hi, everyone. Thanks, Bernie. Reverend O'Brien with Odette Rugamba Lawyers Professional Corporation. Our small law firm beside the Rideau Center in downtown Ottawa, works in family law, wills and estates, personal injury, real estate, and immigration law, so a variety of areas of law. We're looking to assist people in any kind of situation in these areas of law. We're usually busy in real estate law and family law. Wills and estates as well. Right now I'm involved in drafting in will drafting and an estates administration file. And personal injury law comes around, as well as immigration law, as I mentioned. It's more about visitor visa applications, different types of citizenship applications, sponsorship applications. So looking for just to assist if you come across clients and individuals in these areas needing assistance. The firm's been around for over 20 years, and we're involved in the legal community as well. Just a few weeks ago, we're at this law conference in Perth, and in a month we'll be going to the Annual Institute of Family Law. So just to stay up to date on the various developments and local practice and such. So that's something we try to do. Referrals wise, unfortunately, don't have any referrals right now. So I'm looking forward to a BAM with Kat at some point. So that Rugamba Lawyers Professional Corporation, protecting your rights is our priority.
Edmund, thank you so much. And just another nudge, Ad Hive. It's located halfway in the middle of Ottawa, just south of the Maitland, south of the Maitland off the 417, one block in. And it's a collab space, a place you can rent office space. They have a bistro in there. The food's really good and a really good priced, and they do catering too. So if you want to get not skinny, that's the place to go. And it's a chef that preps the food there, so it actually tastes good. I know this because I brought some home. Wendy, and then we're gonna go to Matt.
Good morning, everyone. Wendy Chung, real estate broker with Century 21 Synergy. I want to welcome my guest this morning, Carmen, to the group. I hope you enjoy your morning with us. I just wanted to mention something that Tony had talked about, and that was your why. One of the reasons I got into real estate back in 2008 was because I had a rather negative experience when I was buying my first home. And I realized that I loved the field of real estate, and I didn't want other people who were buying their first home, second or third home to feel the way I did. So I decided I wanted to do something about it and help other people to have the best experience possible. With that being said, not all agents are created equal. I had a situation quite recently where one of my clients listed their condo and everything was in fantastic working order. And because one of the features of this condominium was that the window blinds had a remote, they felt that that was an invitation to go and start pressing all the buttons. And so as a result, they broke and ripped one of the blinds at a cost of about $1,500. And now we're in a situation where the agent is denying that it was their fault at that showing. So just trying to work out that balance between my clients and them. At the end of the day, somebody will pay for it, but how that's going to happen is beyond me at this point. So again, taking responsibility for your actions is something very important for all of us to do. It's just the right thing to do. So if you have any people or friends or family members who are looking for some information on real estate and would like to discuss some plans moving forward, please give them my number. I'd be very happy to have a conversation with them. Thanks very much, everyone. Have a great week. In terms of bands, I had one with Sandy Benoit, the canine massage therapist, and I'm actually going back to see her this week with my dog. And she's very helpful. She's so kind. If you ever have a chance to meet her, she's a wonderful woman. I have ongoing business with Susan Ebbs, Matt Ladard. I keep sending Matt lots of referrals. Everybody needs new air conditioners or furnaces. They're all overdue. And also with Tony Ginnis. Thanks very much, everyone.
Wendy, thank you so much. Another quick tip within the Phoenix group, you can update the calendar with your events. So if you know of an event that might impact other businesses, that'd be good to share. You can post the content, or if you have your own event, there's a new feature in the website. You can populate it, and then it gets posted thereafter. And Matt, over to you, sir.
Good morning, everybody. Matthew Ledard here from Arizona HVAC Services. Been a busy week. As Wendy was saying here, that she's been passing me lots of referrals and getting lots of leads from the group here, and do appreciate that. So what I'm looking for is I'm an HVAC company. We do full services on furnaces, fireplaces, water heaters, air conditioners, heat pumps, doing steam humidifiers right now. A lot of humidity issues going on with the dry winter we've been having. A lot of people's hardwood floors are cracking, pulling apart, static electricity, bloody noses, eczema coming on and stuff like that. So one of the things that we do is we install humidifiers to people's homes to help improve the comfort in your home. So, remove a lot of that kind of stuff going on, the eczema and bloody noses and floor cracking and whatnot. So, if anybody that is interested in something like this, feel free to press on my information. We are a local family-run business here in the city, so we really appreciate it. And word of mouth and passing on our information is the best way to do business. So, Matthew Ledard, Arizona HVAC Services, quality you can trust, guaranteed. As for BAMS, met up with Wendy. She's, like I said, she's got a few clients buying houses, needing furnaces and air conditioners. Met up with Bernie last week at Hive and went over some stuff. I had the big boss man and brought in another contractor that we work with to help out with some of the stuff that they're looking at doing at Hive. And looking forward to being part of that program in the future that they have going on. So other than that, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much, everybody.
Matt, thank you so much. And next thing is East Trade Winds. It's free every Tuesday, and that is the link to register on Zoom. You can come on in, and if you show up 1 week and don't show up for 3-4 weeks, all good. Just information sharing. We're going to do Kat next, and that's going to be through Tony. So Tony's going to channel Kat.
Okay, thank you, Bernie. Kat is one of our amazing members that she is actually in Scotland, and she saw the value of our group when she can do her work anywhere. She works on social media, and she is a master at it in terms of what to post, how to post it. I'm at a point now where I'm not posting anything anymore because I'm doing something that, well, it could have been more optimum if you would have put some hashtags in or some just a way that the message is shown, because it's all about strategy. Going back to that. So Kat is great at that. So she also is good at positioning the business in such a way where people will notice it. And I've actually had several people at the last minute take one of my classes because they saw it on Instagram or they saw it on some other place. So for that, Kat, thank you very much for that and all you do. She just has this great wisdom there. But so if you have anything to do with your business you want people to know about, give Kat do a BAM with Kat and meet with her and see how that could be of use to you. And she has many different programs in terms of how much or how little you want her to do. So it's very flexible. So I highly recommend her. So that is good. I know we had a BAM very recently there last week or the week before, and we're still working with our client in Pennsylvania that she's working with there, and so with all that, it's great to be able to be global, so that no matter where you are, you can do your work. All right, so that's Kat. Was there anybody else after that? I do want to mention Sandy as well. Wendy had mentioned the dog massage. She's an amazing lady. She just worked with a couple that had a dog that had a lot of bone problems and not getting up very quickly. Maybe it's arthritis. There's a number of things, but just in a short time, because she doesn't see very well. I think she's 95% blind in that way. But the way she touches, and she just knows what the animal is looking for, and within a very short time, it just turns right around. So thank you, Sandy, if you're listening. So that she's in Canada, and her rates are extremely reasonable. With anything to do with pets, usually quite expensive. So she's very reasonable that way. So highly recommend her. With myself, I did a BAM with Penny Lee there very recently. With Dwight, I bought some more of his patties. He's our Bell's Corners group person. And by the way, we do need a general contractor. I had another request over the weekend looking for a general contractor, someone who does something bigger than what Norm does. He's more of a handyman, but we need somebody that will, gut the basement or someone, bigger jobs. It's probably another $15,000 job I had to let go into the public. So if you know of a good contractor, please let us know. We have work for this person, all right? And Friends Friday, is that still on for this week? Okay, because I got some clothes for Brenda Lee, and apparently she's not very far from you. So I'll see if I can drop that off for you there, Penny Lee. And if I don't see you then at least you'll have that. And who I am, I'm Tony Jennis with Higher Self. I'm the spirit guy of the group. I do readings when people are, that's one of the whys that I have is when people come in, they're sometimes in tears, sometimes they are confused, they're just not sure where to go, what kind of direction they could go, and when they leave, just within about an hour later, they feel focused, they're empowered, and just in that time, so Spirit has so much to say. Because it's not me. I'm just a telephone. I am connected to an unlimited source of wisdom, and that. So I'm just relaying exactly what the energies are telling me to tell them. So I'm like a translator. But if you're with me for any length of time, you'll notice that as a teacher, I want you to do it. I know it's a bad business model to get people to do exactly your job, but that's what I do. I want to be able to teach you how to read yourself, read your body. Your body will tell you what it wants. And in the beginning, I don't mind doing it, but I do want everyone to be able to do it themselves, because if I can read it, you can read your own body, sort of thing. So Tony Jennis from Higher Self, we are here to raise your spirits.
Tony, thank you so much. So just on the art of the keeping the body moving, martial arts instructors. Someone's into the arts of marshaling things around, have them get a hold of Penny Lee. Not so much that Penny Lee wants to fight them, but we have a need for keep that type of thing going. It's good for the body and soul. Carmen, you're going to be coming up next, so you might want to come online. Tell us what you do, tell us where you're at, and put your contact details in the chat, Carmen, if possible. Okay, so I'll circle back with Carmen. And
nope, I'm good.
Oh, okay, there she is.
Go ahead.
I'm having trouble I'm on my work laptop, so I'm having trouble with everything here.
Carmen, it's okay, but we can hear you. That's the important part.
But can you see me?
There you are.
There you are.
Okay. My work laptop seems to cut things off and not allow certain things. So, yeah. Thank you, Wendy, for inviting me. Much appreciated. I'm Carmen, and I own Carmen K Naturals. It's a small, high-quality, handcrafted skincare products. I use rich ingredients like tallow, organic oils, and I'm located in the beautiful Ottawa Valley. But I also ship right across Canada. So my products include lotions, balms, scrubs, specialty items like tallow-based hair conditioner, lip balms. I have sun protectant coming soon, which is I'm always growing my line, and also paw care for dogs, so paws and noses. I focus on natural ingredients and affordable effective solutions for skincare for both humans and pets. That's about it.
Okay.
Carmen, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And
Thank you, Wendy, for inviting me. This is awesome. Much appreciated.
Okay.
And for myself, I connect businesses. You've seen the East Trade Winds. You'll hear about AdHive. Some of these events you'll cross pollinate. In fact, Kat met Tony at East Trade Winds, right? So you never know what's behind door number 2.
Yep.
Or Matt ended up having a contact with AdHive for business, and it actually goes both ways. So that's the power of a BAM. A BAM is a business activity meeting, and that's where you go, hey. And so it's just more than just, let's say, understanding that Wendy does real estate. Yep, that's good, but Wendy has there are other needs that her clients might have or she might have that are not apparent, and that's what the BAMs are for. So doing that cross connection, cross pollination. Also run a podcast called The Knack for Business. And we're already at 11,000 downloads, so it's just cooking now. And I'm going to stop talking because you know what, Mr. Sam is. Oh, I forgot to mention. Yeah, so Eric mentioned a referral. East Trade Winds. Carl and Jacqueline showed up this week, and Carl and I had a mini BAM right after the East Trade Winds. Over to you, Sam.
Thank you, Bernie. Good morning, everyone. Sam Sturz, connectedcars.ca. Most of you know what I do. Dash cameras are my thing. I guess the only person that wouldn't be Carmen. Dash cameras like this one, I install them nice and neatly in the vehicle, no wires hanging down, and I connect it right to the fuse panel of the vehicle. And I offer dash cameras that can actually go on when the vehicle is stopped and in a parking lot. So in case somebody hits and runs your vehicle when you're not there. Also do minor repairs, oil changes, brake jobs, and tire rotations is coming up. And I thought last night when I realized that Eric won't be speaking, because I never did get him, was that we're going to talk about tire, wearing down. When your tires wear down quickly, like premature wear. I'm going to ask everyone here, you just click in and say, what would be a reason why your tires would wear out quickly? Anyone?
Wheel alignment.
Wheel alignment. Yes, that's one. Yes. Yes.
Potholes.
Susan?
Potholes.
Potholes. Yes. Especially this time of year. You've probably seen them in the last day or two. Definitely potholes. The bigger ones, especially, will suck up your tire and knock out your alignment and maybe cause damage to other things that somebody else might mention. Anybody else?
If there's not enough air maybe in the tire?
Correct. Underinflated tires for sure. Anyone else?
I put it in the chat, donuts in the parking lot or aggressive braking.
Aggressive braking, aggressive tire, aggressive driving. Yes, for sure. That's one for sure. I jotted down 10 different ones, so I'm going to go from here and mention them. First of all, when you're buying a brand new vehicle, one thing that I pretty much guarantee on any vehicle you're buying in North America, you'll have those nice quiet tires that that they put on, but those things will wear out very quickly. So I would recommend if you're going to buy a new vehicle, make sure that the tires that are put on that vehicle are of better quality. And one thing I'm going to mention today, because we're into the trade war things, is I'm a big Michelin fan. I put them on my cars as much as I can, and they're actually made in Canada. Michelin tires are made in Canada. Nova Scotia, they've made Michelin tires for over 50 years. I also understand there's a plant in Quebec, but I'm not sure about that one. But I know in Nova Scotia because I saw the plant when I lived there. So those are manufacturer that I highly recommend their tires. But there are others. But I tell you, if you're going to buy a new vehicle, don't be just taking whatever they put on those cars because they'll wear out very quickly. Okay, next item I'm going to mention is weight. Eric mentioned that he drives a Corolla. Well, one thing good about a Corolla, not only that the Toyota makes a very good vehicle, is that they're a fairly light vehicle. And one thing that I guarantee you, if you go to something like a Tesla, or you go to a truck, or you go to a large SUV, those tires are going to wear out very quickly. And the reason why is weight, just weight alone. And Teslas are a very heavy vehicle. And our friend Dave that has one still, those things last about 40,000 kilometers on a Tesla. So be aware that if you buy a Tesla, there's some great things about electric vehicles. But one thing I know that is that they wear out tires very quickly because of the weight. Somebody mentioned underinflation, exactly that. Another thing that'll wear out tires is overinflation. I'm one of these people that like to make sure that my tires are quite full because I get better gas mileage, but you can overinflate them and wear out the center of the tire. So be careful there to not overinflate your tires and wear out the center of the center of them. One thing I see every middle of summer, I look around when I'm in a parking lot and I see someone who has left their winter tires on. So one thing you don't want to do is leave those winter tires on in July and August in Ottawa or anywhere in Canada, as far as I'm concerned. Those tires are a soft rubber material. The reason why they do well in the wintertime, they keep their pliability to give you traction. But in the summertime, those things are going to wear out like crazy. So do not drive your car with winter tires in the summertime. Someone mentioned their aggressive driving, braking hard, driving hard, turning corners. One thing I see a fair number of times when I do tire rotations is someone who's maybe has kids, especially teenagers, driving their vehicle, and they take the corners pretty quick, and you see the outside of those front tires worn down really quickly. One thing specifically about tires is tire balance. If you're driving on the highway and your car steering wheel shakes a little bit, that's a good indication of the tires being out of balance. That could be caused by hitting a pothole of things, knocking out your alignment, but also could be these days, cars have mag wheels, and the old days when you had steel wheels, when they balanced the tires, they hammered on the weights to balance the tire. Now, these days with mag wheels, they put them actually on with glue, and those things can come off. So be aware that that can happen to you. You'll notice that your car is shaking, the steering wheel is shaking a bit. You feel a little bit shaking when you're driving down the road that the tire balance weights are missing. Let's see, alignment. That's coming up this time of year with the potholes, hitting those potholes, or in the wintertime, you may have slid on the ice. Mind you, we're probably going to get some more snow and ice, so you slid and you smacked into a curb. And one thing I highly recommend is if you actually hit a large pothole, that it shakes your vehicle extremely, or you hit a curb at anything over 2 kilometers an hour, is you get an alignment done. The reason why I say that is an alignment costs you about $100, $150 maybe with tax. A set of tires, say the front of your car, it's going to cost you about $500, $600. So be aware that getting that alignment is a lot cheaper than buying new tires when you find out that they're worn out. Let's see, mentioned alignment, suspension. Another thing good about cars, light cars like Corollas, smaller cars, is they don't wear out things like control arm bushings and things like that, shock absorbers, or ball joints. So if you're driving a bigger vehicle now, like it or not, that car is going to wear out the suspension a lot faster than it will a smaller or lighter car. So be aware of that if you're buying, these bigger vehicles these days, large SUVs, trucks, Teslas. They do wear out their suspensions a lot faster. And well, the last thing I'm going to mention is skipping tire rotation. Invariably, I'll get someone in and then I'm changing their tires, and those front tires have been on the front of the vehicle for extended periods of time, and they wear out. The tires on the front will wear out from just taking corners normally. You should have your tires rotated at least every 10,000 kilometers. People that drive a lot, like Wendy, real estate person, you should make sure those tires are rotated every 10,000 or maybe 15,000 kilometers, because the front tires will wear out faster. Okay, prevention. I'm just going to jot down and mention ways to prevent tires from wearing down quickly. Buy better quality tires. I mentioned the manufacturer I highly recommend, but there are others. Do some research. Don't just buy whatever, take whatever's on that vehicle that you get. Be specific, get a better tire, and they're going to last a lot longer. Buy lighter vehicles. Not only tires will last longer, your suspension will last longer. As I mentioned, shock absorbers, control arm bushings. It's just a lighter vehicle. They will last. The suspensions will last longer. Check your tire pressure. Most cars these days have TPS systems in them. They'll warn you when the tires are low, but they won't warn you when the tires are overinflated. So check your tire pressure regularly. I would recommend at least once a month, but that's up to you. But if your tires are overinflated or underinflated, they will wear out quickly. Drive cautiously. Don't be an aggressive driver. Like it or not, you're going to wear out those tires in the corners, slamming on the brakes hard, things like that. Respond to vibrations and noises. This is something I try and instill in my wife and my daughter and my son, that if your car is making a strange noise, get it checked out, because invariably it'll cost you more money if you leave it. So get it checked out by a mechanic or someone to make sure they know what it is. There's a set of tires at least going to cost you $1,000 these days. Just think about that. An alignment costs you $150. Check your tire wear. This is something that's fairly easy on the front of your car. Turn your car, steering wheel to the left or to the right. You can check the front tires, see if they're wearing out, on the outsides or on the insides. But the back tires, you're going to have to lean over, and you're going to have to get down and take a look, make sure those tires are wearing out evenly. Let's see. And lastly, I'm going to say rotate your tires at least every 10,000 kilometers. If you don't, you're going to have those front tires worn down a lot sooner than you will the back tires. Let's see here. How much time do I have left, Tony?
You've got, I guess within the next minute or two.
Okay, I'm going to finish with that. Samster's Connected Cars. I do tire rotations. I don't just spend the time rotating the tires like a lubid shop will. I take a look at your vehicle, not just the tires. I take a look at the brakes and any suspension systems that I can take a look at and see and warn you about potential problems. Any questions?
So, Sam?
Yes.
Tires, are they rated for speeds? In other words, if you happen to own a Toyota Corolla, you know that your speeds are going to be reasonable, probably within the speed limit. You might be a bit over. But if you end up owning a vehicle that has 8 cylinders or a turbo or, a lot more gusto, it's probably shiny red. And it probably go like 200 kilometers an hour that you shouldn't be doing on the highway whatsoever, maybe on a track. Are tires rated for speed?
Yes, Bernie, they are rated for speed. I personally think that exactly what you're saying. If you're doing 200 kilometers an hour, you shouldn't be driving on the road. So my experience is those speed ratings are great, but really the vast majority of tires are rated for the speeds that we drive. You don't need to worry about that as much as you do actually when it comes to the weight ratings of the tires. You get a Tesla, you need special tires on that car for the weight of that vehicle. Just like a truck, just like a large SUV, they're rated for heavier vehicles. Tires are rated for weight ratings, and you should abide by that, most importantly.
How about soft rubber? Oh, sorry, Wendy, go ahead.
Oh, okay. Sam, my next car is going to be an all-wheel drive. I've never had this type of vehicle before. What should I know about the tires?
All you need to know is what I mentioned there earlier. When the manufacturer, you get that new vehicle, more than likely the manufacturer will have tires that are nice and quiet, but they're going to wear out quickly. Order better tires. That's the most important thing. When it comes to all-wheel drive, they're great. In fact, most cars should have all-wheel drive these days. They're great for traction. That's what you want, especially in the wintertime. So you don't need anything to know anything special with the tires. They're going to drive, the car's going to drive better, get better traction in the wintertime on ice and snow. You don't need any special tires for that. Your vehicle will be a little heavier than a non all-wheel drive vehicle, but not like a Tesla heavy. Don't worry about that. Okay.
I have a quick question. Is there a specific time, or when is the best time to check your air tires, the pressure? Because, you know, with the weather going up and down in winter, and then tomorrow's spring and tomorrow's minus 20. It's like,
good question, Brenda Lee. I have a vehicle that has the TPS systems on them, and I can actually check the tire pressure by just pushing a button on the steering wheel. But I would recommend at least once a month. Tires, the air in the tires when it gets cold does shrink. I mean, that's normal, right? That's physics. So they're going to get the pressure will drop a bit. My recommendation is at least once a month. That's what I do. Mind you, like I say, I have a pressure sensor on mine, but with my wife's vehicle, I check them. Well, what I do is before any long trip I'm on, because I want to make sure the tire pressure is as high as it can reasonably to get the best gas mileage I can. So that's another recommendation for it.
Okay.
At least once a month.
Okay, yeah. Thank you.
Just a quick one there, Sam. When we were going through COVID, we weren't driving our cars very much, and the car was just sitting, sometimes literally for days and days or weeks. Sometimes if we couldn't go anywhere, and you could tell that in a cold day when you finally started to move the car, you had that thump because there was that flat end on the car that froze a certain way, right? And
yep.
So even in storage.
Yep, tires will do that, but it's nothing to overreact. You want to make sure, you know, if the car's been sitting for a month, you know, best thing, check the tire pressure, right? Before you drive it. But you know, that little bit of thumping, that's normal where the car's been sitting for a little while. One thing you do have to watch out if a car's been sitting for months, and some people do that, they'll put a car in for months and they'll leave it on the ground, those tires will crack on the outside. You see any cracking on the outside of the tire, that is not a good indication. You know, that's actually a very dangerous situation. You can actually have the sidewalls break out, and it could be the front of the car, and you may end up in an accident. So don't leave, if you're storing a vehicle, don't leave it sitting on the tires. Have them raised up. I have a vehicle next door that I store a vehicle in my neighbor's garage, and it is off the ground with the on stand. So that's how you store a vehicle. Off the tires.
Yeah, that's exactly how they do it with motorcycles too. They don't want the tires sitting like while it's in storage for the winter. They usually will prop it up so the tires are in the air for those 5 months or something, so it won't crack. So I guess the car would be the same thing if it's in there a long time.
Exactly.
Yeah. Or if it's old, if like the story I told you about the 15-year-old tires that were brand new.
Yeah, that's right. Don't be buying 15-year-old tires. That's not a good idea. The recommendation is the tires are pretty much gone after 8 years. My experience is if the car is stored inside, away from the sun, that's one thing that'll wear down the tire. You know, the outside of the tire specifically is UV rays. If it's stored inside, parked inside, and you drive it regularly, it's not a big deal. But you should check and make sure that, you know, the cracking in the tires. That's one thing. An older tire, you have to check the tread, not just the sidewalls, to make sure that there's no cracks. You see cracks, time for new tires.
Sam, thank you so much. And we're going to close off with the quote for the day. Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. Winston Churchill.